Hey guys, this is Seth, and it's been a minute since I've done any real update on what's going on in my life, so I figured I would hop on real quick and give just a short update. So if that's something you're interested in, I'll try to keep it concise and personal, but if not, then obviously, you know, do your own thing. So as you can tell, I'm living in Hawaii. We've been here for about 6.5, 7 months. I guess now it's August, so 8 months since we moved in January. But it's been an amazing chapter shift from selling our house last year. By us, I mean my partner Nika and I. But I sold my house in Denver in December and moved out to the Big Island of Hawaii in January. And even though I've been back in Colorado a couple times, one for some conferences, for work, our home is here in Hawaii, and it's been an adjustment to say the least. So currently we're living in a off-grid house up in an area called Hulualoa, which has just been absolutely beautiful experience. We live behind a coffee farm, so in front of the house that we live in is just acres of coffee plants, and behind us is hundreds of miles of national forest. So we are very much off-grid, which has come with so many rewards. We're eating papayas and lilicois and avocado from the land, but also challenges. Our solar went out, our mower breaks, if there's something that's a problem at the house, we need to figure that out. And the internet's not always great. So it's been this big adjustment period into what it's actually like to live in the middle of the ocean in like an off-grid house, which to a lot of people is a dream, and it does have its benefits, but also it can be a bit of a headache, especially when you're trying to also take advantage of modern technologies and luxuries like easy groceries, Amazon, quick internet, etc. Overall, we have no regrets. We feel so blessed to be, we're in paradise, living in this amazing island and doing what we love to do. In my business, things have been moving in unbelievable ways that I never quite foresaw, but I'm happy to be stepping into those spaces. So as many of you know, I work in mindful microdosing programs. I do education, safety, coaching, advocacy for responsible psychedelic use, specifically in mindful microdosing practices. So I created the microdosing journal with an accompanying course for anyone who wants to learn about how psychedelics work in the body, as well as how to intentionally bring them into your own lifestyle to improve your life, whether it's from anxiety and depression, clarity, focus, relationships, addiction management. Psychedelics, and particularly microdosing, has been so profoundly impactful for myself, for my clients, for so many people. If you're interested in more education about that or wanting to work with me, please get in touch. But the business has been moving forward. As the entrepreneur, as the founder, it's been tricky with big ups and big downs. And from day to day, it doesn't feel like much. Recording content and getting more comfortable in camera and streamlining processes, figuring out what's going on with AI and how it can help in my business without taking over my business. This is about me sharing myself. And I firmly believe that AI can be an amazing tool, but it's also very powerful and can be tricky. So finding new clients here on the island, working with amazing people who are getting involved with the journal and the course, but also the struggles of feeling like no one's really paying attention or not seeing the landmarks that you're hoping to get financially, or exposure, or just validation, right? That's what it all boils down to. When you're working as a founder and as an entrepreneur, there's so much rejection and fear of rejection that comes up every single day. I've gone through so many crises. It's like, is this really what I want to be doing? And every now and then something comes through that just feels so amazing. A great testimonial, a breakthrough with one of my clients, a big sale, a new company that wants to work with me. It's been absolutely this wild ride, and I'm blessed to be on it as we transition from the kind of the safety and the foundation of Colorado to out here in Hawaii, which is where our new life is. One of the surprising things about my lifestyle and my business so far out here in Hawaii is that I've found myself getting into golf mindset work, which I didn't exactly expect. I never expected it, but it's been really cool. So to backtrack a little bit, like I said, I work with a lot of newcomers, a lot of people who are a bit more reserved to the idea of coming into psychedelics. Maybe they bought and sold the message of the war on drugs, or they still believe that like alcohol and nicotine and coffee and processed foods and sugar are all a-okay, but things like cannabis or psychedelics are dirty drugs that are gateways and can ruin your life. I'm here to dispel that myth. Psychedelics have helped me and so many people in so many different ways. But the point is that with the types of clients that I work with, a lot of them are a bit more reserved, and they don't necessarily want to come to me to discuss openly what's going on in their world. And what I've noticed when I started living here is that a lot of these types of people, they play golf. I grew up working on a golf course. I was a caddy for about a decade. In the last 6 months, I've probably played golf more times than I had in the last 20 years. I'm finding myself more and more meeting people on the golf course, whether they're clients or potential clients or just friends, and seeing that that's where people can open up a little bit. That's where they feel comfortable. That's where they get away from their screens and you can have a deeper conversation. So one of the kind of offshoots from the microdosing programs that I offer is now I'm starting to teach golf mindset work, which doesn't necessarily have to do with microdosing, although it can really help with your performance and mindset, but more the ins and outs of what makes a mentally strong golf game. How do you set up routines and mindfulness practices that radically help your game? And I can go into more detail about that, but it's been really interesting to see the similarities between your mindfulness in life and your mindfulness on the golf course. So I've been working with country clubs and resorts and golf pros here on the island doing psychedelic-free golf mindset work that has also opened up the door to new relationships that if they want to go deeper, also is quite available, which is really, really interesting. And I've been enjoying it because when I was growing up, I noticed when I was like a kid, I was like, 12, 13 years old, and I would be caddying for, rich guys in Cincinnati. And I would see how are these guys just so rich and they're not working. I'm working, I'm carrying this bag, I'm hardly making any money. And these guys are out here just kind of, BSing and playing golf. And then I see somewhere along the course, they start talking about the deal, the business, the relationship. And by the end of the round, they've made a deal that could be amazingly beneficial to both parties, and it promotes their agendas. And it was an amazing thing to witness, kind of how that world operates. And now coming full circle in my late 30s, here I am golfing with folks, helping them with their mindset and their lifestyles. And I just love how these little nuances from 12 to 38 come full circle. And now I'm playing golf again, which has just been amazing. And also very testing too. I realize the more you care about it, the harder it gets, I feel. Yeah, so that's been a huge chunk of my life. I'm working remotely every morning from about 6 a.m. to noon, mostly doing deep work on my computer, working with clients on the mainland and partnerships. And then in the afternoons, I'm running errands, I'm working out, I'm playing golf, I'm spending time with my girlfriend, playing music, getting in the water. And I pretty much do that every day. I've kind of come to terms that I would rather do that 7 days a week than to kind of work for the weekend. So it's a little bit about what's going on in my day-to-day life. Things with my girlfriend are amazing. Nika, she's been incredibly supportive, and we've been pushing each other in amazing ways to share ourselves more with our content, with putting ourselves out there, especially in this island where it's not the easiest place to break in and create a successful business. So we've had to get creative. We've had to kind of push ourselves in uncomfortable situations when it comes to sharing content and making more video to get out online, as well as kind of backtracking and really honing in our word of mouth and our like physical flyer campaigns. So it's been fun to kind of have the super analog version of our businesses as well as the kind of futuristic digital version. But we wake up, we meditate in the morning, and just the silence of having this amazing property that we're living on currently, and really getting in touch with the land and getting back to our roots, sleeping so much better. So yeah, I don't know what else there is to give updates on. I was in Colorado for most of June. May have seen some friends and people, and went to the MAPS Psychedelic Science Conference, which was absolutely incredible to see business professionals, investors, doctors, scientists, medicine workers, therapists, politicians, and other practitioners like myself gathering to learn from each other, to support each other's businesses, and to be a part of this psychedelic renaissance, which my heart is so deeply involved in now. So that was a huge boost in my motivation to what I'm doing, as well as new connections and opportunities for business or for new clients or for helping other people, especially in the world of helping veterans, helping parents, and moving this forward in ways that we never saw possible before. So grateful to the MAPS organization and to the Psychedelic Science Conference for the kind of shot in the arm. You know, I'm out here on an island, which I literally am. So much love to you guys. Thank you for listening if you tuned in for the whole thing. More to come. I promise to keep it authentic and do my best to share education on psychedelics and microdosing and on mindfulness and on performance, and just be a part of this psychedelic renaissance where we're all in this together. So much love to you, and we'll talk soon. Aloha.